in this case, all the nodes will have the connectivity with each other nodes. Now you see, one is connecting with 2, 3, 4 here, 4 is also connecting to all other nodes. So this is the basic mechanism. So the idea behind this one is to provide a secure, and there is interconnectivity, and it's totally decentralized. There is no central node to control the network. So each one do have the mechanism to connect with others. They will not depend on other. So in this case, see, you have the direct connectivity and multiple other devices can connect. So it looks like a mesh set of things, and that is the reason it is called as a mesh topology. Okay. So each computer not only sends the signal, but also they are relying the data. Okay. So basically, already we computed the things. How many nodes if the network you have? If you have n number of devices, and if you want to go with the mesh topology, the formula is how many cable segments are required over here. That means how many n into n minus 1 by 2 is the general formula. That number of cable segments is required to connect here. So if we talk about the mesh topology, there are two possible cases. One is a full network, full mesh topology. That means every node will have a connectivity with all other nodes. That is the mechanism. Okay. And another one is a partial. This is a fully. That means full baseband network, all the nodes they are connecting. If you have n number of nodes, n into n minus 1 by 2 number of nodes. And sometimes it is not possible because some nodes want to communicate, some nodes don't want to communicate. In that case, if you want to go for the partial things, it's a partial mesh network, not the full. In this case, all the nodes, it's not necessarily that all the nodes do have the connectivity all other nodes. In that case, this situation is called the partial mesh. So what is the advantage of this mesh topology? It do have a lot of advantages. Like, basically this will not break down, because if any node faults, others will not be any disturbance, because they can communicate with others. Those who fault, they don't have the mechanism to connect. That doesn't mean that it will also affect to the other. So the network will not affect it. Okay. The number one. Number two is there is no traffic. One to send to another directly, one-to-one correspondence, so traffic will not match the response over here. Then fault identification is straightforward. If you are sending, if there is a fault, definitely there is an error. So fault detection is very easy and convenient. And multiple paths will succeed. If you are not sending one path, other multiple paths will also be there. Okay. Then high privacy and security is very, very important aspects over here. You have to maintain a high privacy and security. And data transmission is consistent, and failure or disrupt of the process will not come over. Okay. And any new device will not disturb the other devices. Yes, if you know the device, you connect it. That doesn't mean that it will affect to others. Okay. Robust feature and situation and centralized the organization is not here, so independently they can go. So what is the drawback? The drawback is to manage all the cable segment, even if you doesn't need the connection, but you have to establish a link. For this purpose, you need extra cable, so it's extra cost is required. And installation is extremely difficult over here, because suppose you have the port do have a size like 32. If you have 100 nodes, then what to do? The port again you have to go for another port, because like your pen drive. Okay, in your system you have 2-3 pen drives, you can connect. But if you have 20 pen drives, how will you connect? And in this situation, it says that each node will connect to other nodes. If you have 5, so 5 circuits you have to place. But gradually if it increases to 100, then in a computer system, where you have to put the 100 circuits? Do you have space? And practical situation, already at the beginning I showed you in the world how many networks are connected, how many devices are there. In your class you will consider about the things, not less than how many devices? Not less than 30 devices are there. Do you have the port directly connected with 30? It is difficult. So it is difficult, and of course if you have the things, always all the nodes should be in active mode, because any time anybody can send, so power requirement is there. And the process is very complex and it's high risk because your connectivity is there. And maintenance is again challenging. So these are the basic challenges of mesh topology. So finally they decided why you have to go for all these things. You can design the network as per your choice. Sometimes you can put the star topology. If you have a situation You go for bus topology, you have another situation. Similarly, if you have a complex system, then go for the hybrid topology. So now look at here, this looks like a star. It looks like a ring. This looks like a bus. So combine all the things. I will show you in the case study. The last time I will show you how it kept the mechanism motion, how to keep the situation. Now see, hybrid topology, we will talk about hybrid topology. The mechanism is like this. You have combination of various type of topology you have to combine in any form as per your wish. Okay? And individually you can connect, you can establish, and individually they can work in their own principle. That is the mechanism. What is the advantage? The advantage is here it is very flexible as per your choice. Suppose a part of the devices you want to make it in a particular topology, you can do that. Another part is suitable for another type of topology, you can do that. So anyway, as per your choice, as per your flexibility, you can develop it. Okay? And here also, easily if you want to extend the things, you can do a network and connect it. Simply, it's easy, flexible, okay? Easy, expandable, and adding up a new device will be more convenient. So what is the drawback? The drawback is, the number one drawback is your challenging to design the architects. How you have to design? For which situation, what should be the, that will be the biggest challenge. And the hub use is very expensive over here. Okay? So, a lot of cable segments, networking, connecting device, all these things are required. So, these are some of the drawbacks over here. Okay? So, these are the overall the advantage and disadvantage of each type of topology. So, overall, if you consider about the topology, what is the advantage of overall topology? All topology. When you consider all the topology, the overall advantage is they enhance the reliability and the fault tolerance. Okay, number one. Number two, your scalability. That you have the mechanism like scalability. If you have a big enough, you want to still make it big, you can do that scalability. And maintenance would be easy, and the security has to be maintained. These are the advantages of adapting a network topology. And what are the basic disadvantages? Obviously, if you go for that, it involves cost because additional connection is required. And of course, when the number of nodes becomes more and more, the complexity becomes more and more. And third one is the limited bandwidth. In some cases, if more number of devices want to use the same cable segment or maybe the communication media, on that case, that the bandwidth has to be divided among themselves. On that is limited. And single point of failure is there in some cases. So these are a few disadvantages, but compared to disadvantages, advantage is more because we are getting a lot of benefit out of that. So that is the reason we have to adapt it. Okay? So this is the whole idea. Now where you can apply these things? Where you can apply it? It will be applied in a countless manner. Anywhere you can see, without nowadays see, you cannot single-handedly develop all these networks, all the activity, all the applications. Nowadays, because of the global scenario, see everywhere you have to use it. But we are citing some of the example. If I talk about business, it covers the whole world. Everywhere you see, it's a business. And the business means it is. Okay? That means in business sector, are they dealing with only one point? No, they have multiple departments, multiple activities, all these things go on. And to monitor all these things, you need the devices. And the devices need to connect. Similarly, home network. See some example you have to see, like you are connecting different, you can say that camera CCTV nowadays. Anywhere different points they are covering, so they will be connected among that. And you do have different components in the house, home network, that you can also manage. Okay, because of IoT, it becomes more popular nowadays. And some data centers, they want to seek and share the information, provide the information. Okay, on that case. Different ISPs, internet service provider like Jio, they do have the mechanism, or only one server is mandated. No, in different place, different scenario, different type of topology they are using to connect with that. Okay, and different corporate office also they are using. Nowadays, if you think of the bank, maybe the Wipro, maybe the Infosys, maybe any Tata, any big organization you see, they have the mechanisms. Okay, let us consider a small example, a case study of this one. This is a particular case study of a big corporation. If you think about the big corporate, they do have employed different things. Now look at that. We are talking about the bus topology. Where you can apply, it's suitable for all the small team or a small group. Your bus topology is good. On that case, you can apply. It's a cost effective, easy to install, and limited scalability because now the proof is very small to fix. On that situation, you have to go for a bus topology. That means among the users, implement the bus topology mechanism so that things will be terminated. If you think about the star topology, you see, idea for IT central department. Central department, IT, what is the basic mechanism behind your star topology? There should be a central hub, and the hub, this node will connect to that. Similarly, think about the IT department. It's a central IT department. If any department who have any fault, any data they want to send, so the IT department only they could. That's the reason you have to go for this. For IT department, you have to establish the star topology process. And it provides a central control and easy troubleshooting. If anybody do have problem, IT department will resolve it. Okay. So on that case, this one is, and it's a, do have a expansivity to the multiple connection that you can connect that. Similarly, for the ring topology, say in ring topology, basically what happens, one will connect to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Similarly, when you go for a project, the first phase will develop, then they will send it to the second phase, then they will do the third phase, then the fourth phase. It's a cyclic process. On that case, project specific team they could use. Yes, first because they will gather the information. Second, they will analyze the information. Third, they will design the. After analyzing, they will design it. After designing, some will implement it. So this sort of thing goes on. Okay, it's like a round robin fashion. So in that case, ring topology is suitable. So in this particular situation, you have to apply this one. Okay, and sometimes we talk about a mesh topology. This is some critical department need a high redundancy and reliability. That means they want to access to all other department. On that case, you have to go for the mesh topology. Okay. And hybrid topology, we talk about the thing to customize all the like your diverse department nodes. You have to go for a hybrid topology. So likewise, in every sector, every field, you can apply this topology, and that will have a lot of impact on that. Okay. So if I conclude the things, today's discussion, what you learn, you know what the basic requirements for the topology, what the meaning of the topology, and different factors that we consider about the topology, and different types of topology already discussed, and some advantage, disadvantage, and which decay all these things. Okay. So this is the presentation regarding the topology. So if you have any questions, you can ask further questions. Okay, either it says two things, either you are fully clear, or and for further, if you need any clarification, this is my mail ID, you can contact on that mail ID. For further reference, you can go for some books, like these are the reference books where you can get a lot of information. And if you need some sort of web links, these are the books, some websites and some online resources. These are the web links and some online resources, like your Cisco Networking Academy, they are working on that, and Computer Hope, they are working, the Network World, they are also working, Cisco Learning Network, they are also working, and they are working on these things. And there are some of the articles, the research articles, those who want to focus for the research area. So these are some of the articles where it is about the network topology mentioned over here. Okay. So with this, I would like to thank you for your patience hearing, and we will wind up the class of the video.